Hey guys, what is up? Zero here, and welcome back to Doki Doki Blue Skies. So, in the last episode, we invited Yuri, I think, to watch a movie with us. Is that what happened? Oh yeah, we invited Yuri to watch a movie, because we learned that Yuri has actually been kind of suffering from loneliness. She's been very lonely. So, we've offered to, assist her in helping her loneliness. But in turn, it kind of caused some issues with Sayori, like with us not telling her the truth instantly, so it wasn't very good. But we ended up telling her the truth eventually, so now everything seems fine. We've watched a movie with Yuri, everything seems normal. Sayori isn't really being that jealous right now. Everything seems fine. I personally still agree with MC's decision of watching a movie. Yeah, I was right. Of watching a movie with Yuri, inviting her over to watch a movie with Yuri and Sayori. I wouldn't have agreed if he only watched it with Yuri. That would be kind of problematic, but... What? Inviting Yuri to be a part of it, I don't think I have a problem with. I think he'd handled that very well. And I think Sayori spent the night over our house. Yeah. And we just went to sleep. But now we woke up, apparently, to Sayori crying. So, things aren't very good right now. No, Joker, it's not nice to Sayori's crying. That's very rude for you to say. Well, alright. Let us do this. Hey, Thickster with the 100 bits, though, before we start. Hey, YouTube, make sure to click the like button, hit the subscribe button, and buy your Afro Zero branded merch, and have a good day. He said it, not me. Thank you for the 100 bits. Suddenly, I'm pulled out of my sleep by what appears to be sobbing. As I slowly fight the grogginess, I'm also aware of a slight dampness on my chest. I hate it when Sayori has a nightmare. The feeling of powerlessness, the sound of her tears, the look of anguish on her face. It always hits hard. Oh god. This is actually very depressing. It's like, oh Jesus. Why can't you hear me? I need you. Come back. Please come back. Sayori? I gently shake her. Shh, Sayori, it's okay. I'm here. It's okay. I hold her as she carries on whimpering. She clings to me even harder, shaking with fear. I can only imagine what's going on inside her head. I fumble for my phone. The blinding glare tells me that it's 7:01. Zero? It's me, Sayori. I'm just having a nightmare. Don't worry, I've got you. I stroke her hair softly as her crying subsides. It was horrible. What happened? She takes deep breaths and composes herself. Everything was so dark. You, Yuri, Monika, Natsuki, you were all there. But whenever I tried to talk to you, it was like there was an invisible bubble around me. None of you could hear me, but there was this shadowy figure that kept talking to me. Fresh tears fill her eyes once more. And it kept saying horrible, horrible things. It told me that I was useless, and that everyone would be so much better off if I wasn't around. They'd be much happier with Yuri. And that therapy is pointless, and I'm just fighting a losing battle. There's nothing more than false hope, no matter how hard I try to believe otherwise. She snuffles. I tried calling out to you, to the girls, to anyone. But it was just me and the voice, tormenting me, telling me everything that I've been trying so hard not to believe. It felt so real, Zero. So real. Just when I thought things might have a chance of being okay again. I hate this. Why can't I just be normal? And it's already 7. I'm sorry, Zero. I just can't go to school today. It's okay. I won't go either. Huh? But what about... I couldn't care less about that. There's no way in hell that I'm going to leave you alone after what you just experienced. I can miss the odd day of school. It's fine. She opens her mouth to protest, but upon seeing the steely resolution on my face, she reluctantly abates. I'll get you some water. Be back in a second.
I don't know why I'm like this, Zero. Why is it that something as stupid as a little nightmare makes me feel this bad? I was hoping that finally there was a light at the end of the tunnel. That was just naive of me, wasn't it? It's okay. You don't have to say anything. I know you might feel like you have to say some magical words to make me feel better, but all you have to do is listen. What really hurt me was that voice telling me to be much better off with Yuri as your girlfriend. I'm trying really hard to believe that I'm a good girlfriend and that I'm worth your time, but those doubts are always there, in the back of my mind. I know you'd never break my trust, but I just wish I could convince my stupid brain to see it the same way. And it's so unfair, because I can see how hard you're trying. Please believe me when I say I really appreciate you, Zero. And I'm just so scared that it might all be for nothing.
What do you mean?
Well, what if I never get better? What if I'm always going to be like this? My pieces are all broken. You're trying so hard to put them back together, but what if you can't? What if you can't put them back together because of some of them are gone?
I don't have an answer for that.
I hate feeling like this. Feeling like I've lost something. Something I'll never get back. No matter how good your support or how well therapy goes. I can't remember the last time I wasn't so tired, Zero. That's the worst part about depression. The exhaustion that never goes away. An exhaustion that sleep can never fix. The only good thing about sleep is that it's an escape from my mind. At least for a few hours. Well, when I don't have nightmares. And I'm just so tired of it all.
Tears slowly start leaking down her face once more. Her face looks utterly resigned.
I wish that I could just wake up one day and actually have hope.
She faces me with a sad smile. Her cheeks glisten with tears.
Actual, genuine hope. A hope that maybe things might be okay. Just when I begin to think that could be true, days like these happen. I hate these days. I hate these days so much. Therapy's already hard enough, and these nightmares make me feel like what little progress I've made has been reset. All of the doubts that I try so hard to keep in check break free, and they're merciless.
I wipe away a few of her tears and gently grasp her hands in mine. We will get through this together, Sayori. Just like I said, I don't care how long it takes, or what we have to endure. That's a promise. And I'm never going to stop until we see this through. She looks away. Why is it that I never feel like I'm actually getting through to her? I have to try and stay positive, for both of our sakes. Even though seeing her like this is one of the most demoralizing things on the planet. No matter what, you'll never be alone in dealing with this. And if your pieces are broken, we'll create new ones. I can imagine how hard it is for you.
Really, Zero? How can you possibly know what it's like to feel how I'm feeling? Exactly. You don't. You don't know what this feels like. The constant numbness, the constant feeling that no matter what I do, this shadow will always be here. Crying myself to sleep, waking up in tears, having to fake everything because you're terrified that people see the real you. But I've seen the real you, and you're still here, and you're still trying to help. I get it. I really do. I know you're trying to help, but it's hard to see your encouragement as anything more than just empty words. This isn't something you can fix just by saying the right stuff.
She burst into tears once more.
As much as I wish it was.
I scoop her into a hug. She tries to push me away initially, but I hold firm, holding her closer to my chest. She eventually gives in and sobs unrestrainedly into my chest.
I'm scared, Zero.
I whisper softly in her ear as I gently stroke the back of her head. I know, Sayori. I'm scared as well. We both fall silent, with only the sounds permeating the room being the sound of her anguished cries. Sayori? She mumbles into my chest. I'm sorry if I say the wrong things. I just don't know what the right things to say and do are. This whole thing is just totally alien to me. And after you told me that my words are pretty much empty, well, I'm starting to doubt everything. She winces slightly as she bites her lip.
Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. It came out much harsher than I intended. I want to believe what you say. I really do. I know that I shouldn't feel jealous and that I shouldn't compare myself to the other girls. I want to believe all of the lovely, reassuring things you say to me. But I can't. I know that what you're saying makes sense. It's just internalizing it as a whole other story. It's not your problem. It's all on me, being unable to get over this stupid thing.
Depression isn't just a stupid thing, though.
I know it's much more than that, Zero. I just can't help how angry it makes me. I just want to be normal, like everyone else. It's like I'm not in control of my own body. Depression is the one thing that chooses my mood for the day. It chooses how I react to things and what I say. Like the day you made me breakfast. I really wish that I was appreciative from the start, instead of being irritated that you're in my room so early. It's so unfair. And I keep going on and on about it, and...
Don't ever apologize for venting about your depression, Sayori. I know that my words probably don't sound as reassuring and helpful as I want them to be, but one thing that'll never change will be my willingness to listen. You've been battling this alone for so long, so it's only fair that I can be a shoulder to cry on. Problem shared is a problem halved, right? Well, it's obviously not that simple in this case, but it's something. She snuffles and nods slowly.
It does help to at least be able to talk about it.
That's something then.
Having you around, as much as I don't think I deserve your support, it does make a difference.
That makes me happy then.
Really?
Yeah, it might not be a huge help, but it's still some help, surely. She pauses to reflect.
Yeah, I guess so.
She nods and shifts herself so that her head lies on my lap. Once she settles, I start absent-mindedly stroking her hair. My mom told me there would be days like these. Oh, well, back in November, after our fight, I was a bit lost. I didn't know who to turn to, so I asked Mom for advice.
What did she say?
She said if you date someone with depression, you'll have good days, like the ones we've had before, and bad days, like today, I guess. Sayori falls silent once more. She looks a little reflective and thankfully doesn't seem to mind that I told Mom about her condition.
Does she have depression herself?
Nope, she dated someone who had it in the past. It's kind of spooky how accurate her advice was.
What was it?
She told me about how important it is for me to be patient and understanding for a start.
Which you have been.
I don't know. Still have no idea what I'm doing, and I don't really know if I'm saying or doing the right things. I thought I was, but after you told me that my words are just empty, I'm starting to doubt everything. A lot of regret flashes across your face.
Sorry, I didn't mean that. For what it's worth, you've been a great boyfriend, Zero. It's just not fair on you. Your heart has always been in the right place, and you put up with my moods.
Well, that's reassuring to hear, at least.
And all I can do in return is snap at you for the smallest of things.
I knew it wasn't going to be easy. Mom did warn me. And being honest with you, it's times like these that make me realize just how serious depression is. But I'm glad I got the wake-up call sooner rather than later. Neither of us really know what we're doing, but at least we have each other, right? It's also our first relationship, so we've really been fighting an uphill battle from the start. I've definitely enjoyed my time with you so far. And you think I'm a good boyfriend, so we could be doing a lot worse.
I don't know. Could we? I feel like our relationship has just been you putting up with me. Do we have a future together?
The words cut deep, knowing that she has these doubts, especially this early on. What do you think? Honest question.
I don't know.
Do you want us to have a future together?
Yes.
So do I.
But what about when we start our last year in school? Or when we leave school? What if you go to university and I don't? What if...
Sayori, listen to me. Let's just take our relationship one day at a time, okay? You could probably drive yourself crazy trying to predict the future. Do I know if we'll be together in a year? Truthfully, I don't. I have no clue what life will be like after school. But there's no point worrying about it now because it doesn't get you anywhere.
Yeah, you're right.
She gives a short, humorless laugh.
I'm glad that one of us can think rationally.
Nah. Remember how I thought we'd let a spirit loose in the classroom back in October? That was the polar opposite of rational.
I really enjoyed that day. It was nice to dress up in silly costumes and scare each other. A real throwback to our childhood.
Definitely a highlight of the year, along with Christmas. There's something really satisfying about seeing someone light up when they unwrap a present you've got them. I have the photo you gave me in my room, by the way. It always makes me smile whenever I see it. Even when you're not physically around, you still make me happy. Please don't forget that.
Thank you, Zero. I'll do my best.
Well, damn.
So I came back like in the middle of that, and I don't really know what happened.
We were just talking. She woke up crying, and she was just talking about her depression.
Okay.
Also, I saw some people in the chat were like, Zero, are you crying? I'm not crying, guys. I'm just putting on Sayori's voice. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I am totally okay. Ah. Sayori's voice is crying. I just had to make Sayori sound like she was crying.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, it's like, I wasn't actually crying. I'm glad they actually faced that you can't just talk someone out of depression. Yeah, that was actually a really good scene. My only problem is it did the Blue Skies thing of kind of re-saying some things that were already said. Like, at one point, yeah. I kind of noticed it, but I didn't want to say it because I don't want to ruin the scene. But, where was it? It was where he talked about her words being empty again. Like, they already confronted the whole, like, she called MC's words empty, and they already confronted that and was like, she was like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. And then they like did it again, and I was like, I feel like you already said that, Sayori. Like it was like there's a lot of scenes like that in Blue Skies. I've noticed that as like it's a thing that seems to happen with this mod a lot, is that there seems to be scenes that are semi-redundant with like saying the same thing again. Like seems like sometimes the scenes go a little longer than what they should be, but they still are good scenes. I just feel like sometimes there's too much like repeating and fluff.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still pretty good. When was the last time a mod made either of you cry? I think I teared up at Longer Roads was the last time.
I don't remember.
I don't know Monica's, yeah, because I had to like coax her into telling me if she cried.
Yeah, I don't even know. I'm in denial whenever I cry at a mod.
In denial.
So I don't even remember.
That's why I was like, I have to like fucking ask her, but I was like, I don't know about hers. Mine, I'm pretty sure was Longer Roads, but even then, it was like full on cry. I've never full on cried in a mod. Like I said, at most when if we're counting, it's like I think I've only really teared up. Because I think last time was Longer Roads. And before that, I think it was Exit Music.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I think it was only really 2 mods. So. Oh wait, they actually said a transitional phrase. It's been 2 weeks.
Oh my god. It's been 2 weeks.
Finally, they've said a transitional phrase.
Pog.
Thank you, mod. Very cool. We reestablished the timeline. I'm glad they did that. Thank you, mod. Because I fucking hate it where it's like, how long has it been? So we at least now know it's been 2 weeks. But yeah, so far, yeah, I think I've already said this, but so far this route definitely does seem better than Natsuki's route by a pretty big margin. I don't have any big glaring problems with Sayori's route. I have little problems here and there, but I don't think I have any huge issues. It definitely seems pretty okay so far. I don't really have any big issues with it. MC was being a little dumb before, but he kind of fixed himself a bit. Like they were going down the dumb territory of him not thinking about her depression being the cause of her problems, but it seems to be going pretty fine now. I don't know, let's see what happens. See if he can piss me off again, who knows. He's got plenty of time. He's got plenty of time to screw it all up. It's been about 2 weeks since that nightmare caused Sayori to have a breakdown. At this point in our relationship, I've really started to see what Mom warned me about. I didn't realize how bad the bad days would be. We've had a few therapy sessions since then. I was hoping the sessions went smoothly. Well, as smoothly as they could go, I guess. I'm really upset, though, that we can't actually experience any of these therapy sessions. I feel like these sessions are things that should actually be in this mod. Like...
Yeah, I feel like these are important scenes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like these therapy sessions... Like, you don't have to even show all of them. You could at least show, like, their first one. Like, one or
What makes
two.
me upset is that they feel like it's important to show MC in class, but it's not important to show Sayori at therapy.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like they kind of missed what they need to show and what they should show.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Sayori's therapy would actually be an interesting thing. And even then, you don't even have to show all of them. Like, just one so I can get a feel for what's happening. But yeah, it's like, goddamn. They even showed them go to therapy in a therapy session. And I'm not trying to say every mod has to show Sayori's therapy sessions. It's just, it's the fact that Sayori's a main focus in this mod. So I feel like it should be shown. Like, if Sayori wasn't the main girl, wasn't the main character, she was just one of, like, the more side characters, or she just went to, and these off comments happened, sure, that's fine. I would understand that, but the fact that Sayori's one of the main focuses of this route, it kind of feels weird that we're not seeing these.
Yeah.
It's a little odd. At least once in this, right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, at least once. Like... Along with her doctor prescribing her antidepressants, the therapist has given Sayori a diary, which she's meant to use by recording her happy and sad thoughts. There's a lot of weird things where a diary comes, like a journal shows up. Like, Persona 5, you get a journal for causing trouble, for getting arrested. And then now, Sayori gets a journal for being depressed. Why do journals get, like... Why is giving someone a journal, like, just feel like... It's never because of, like, they need a journal. It just feels like you can give someone a journal for anything they did. And a journal can be an appropriate response to it. What's that? You lost your grandma? That's terrible. Maybe you should use this journal to write down your problems. By recording her sad thoughts, he's working with her to see whether those thoughts are supported by facts, basically trying to challenge her depressive thinking. I'm no expert, but it looks to me like that's the kind of therapy she needs. It's not been as simple as it might seem, but to me it looks like steady but sure progress is being made. To say the least, it's a huge relief. She's also tentatively mentioned that she'd like to start going to the sessions alone. Although she isn't quite at that stage yet. She said she'd see how she feels by the time the next one comes about. Still, it's been really interesting to see what therapy really entails. Definitely an eye-opening experience. On the other hand, I think the club members' girls are starting to get a little more suspicious. There have been a few days where Sayori's depressive moods became a little more apparent in school, and they were concerned for her. Still, Sayori maintained her walls. I felt bad about how in the dark the other girls were, but it isn't my position to say what's going on. Hopefully Sayori will be comfortable telling them in their own time. In her own time. It might be hard to write a therapy session. I don't think it's really that hard, though, because, like, therapy sessions have been in, like, other pieces of media before. You can just take notes on how other pieces of media did it. I don't think anyone's gonna judge you for, like, not writing the therapy session to be 100% accurate. Like, you just gotta make it accurate enough. At the end of the day. Also, given it's now February, I've had to pay a little more attention to school matters. Namely, the end of the semester next month. Sakura has also been talking to students about their future plans. It's scary to think that next year is my final school year. Oh, I keep forgetting they're third years. They're not fucking seniors in this. I keep forgetting that. Zero, I'm a therapist, and those therapy scenes suck. Yes, I am a therapist. Oh, second years, right. They're second years. Natsuki's a fucking... This whole thing's confusing, okay? They're not in their final year, is the thing I meant to say. Forget they're not in their final year in this. I guess it makes sense. It doesn't really matter. It makes sense what they wanted to... I guess it makes sense. I'm fine with the idea. Yeah, Natsuki's a first year. Everyone else is second years. Is it Yuri in her final year? Is she? Did they say that Yuri was older than the rest of them? I actually don't remember. I don't think she is. Pretty sure Yuri is also in her second year. I think it was just that Natsuki's only a first year. Yeah. Wait, what are you guys saying no to? You guys saying no to me, or... She isn't? I don't know what chat's... She isn't what? Oh, I thought she was. I don't know. Yuri doesn't matter. This is a Yuri route. What are people talking... Wait, what the fuck's happening in chat? If you're that rich, then donate the $100. Lipitina, what are you talking about? I don't know what's going on. Chat is chat. Okay, I'm just gonna continue. He wants to see me after the lesson ends. So far, what feels like the first time in forever. I'm starting to think about what I want to do after I leave school. As the bell rings, he calls me over. Elvis saying he's a therapist. Oh, okay, that's what you meant. Yeah, Elvis, use your therapist money. You have the same look that I had on my face when my homeroom teacher wanted to talk to me about my post-school plans. I appreciate his use of humor in the situation. He's always been efficient at helping me feel at ease, especially in situations where I feel out of my depth. If you don't know what you want to do, I wouldn't worry about it too much. After all, you're just a second year, so you do have another year to figure it out. Having said that, do you have any idea at all? To be honest with you, sir, I haven't really given it much thought at all. The past 5 months have been really, well, haven't really given me much time to think about it. Well, let's try this from another angle. Does higher education interest you at all? Going to university? Would you perhaps be more inclined towards finding a job as soon as you leave school? I paused for a moment to think, trying to recollect what my parents used to tell me when we had this kind of conversation. University sounds good, although I'm not sure what I'd study. He nods approvingly. You'll definitely find it easier to land a job if you have a degree under your belt. That's good to know then. All I have to do is pick a subject, I guess. I know it can be a little daunting, especially when you aren't sure. My advice would be to go with a subject you enjoy and do well in. Far from me to be biased, but you are rather a talented historian. I chuckle. What can you do with a history degree, though? The skills you get from a history degree can transfer to a lot of other fields. A lot of historians that I know went into journalism, academia, teaching, or even the law. Obviously, I'm not biased in any way, but history is the best subject to study. My science teachers say otherwise, sir. He grumbles to himself. Those haughty scientists, they could just pry themselves away from their Bunsen burners and glass vials for 5 minutes. Anyway, it's good that you've got at least a vague idea of what you want to do. There's no rush or anything. Just take some time to think about what you'd like to study at university. We can always have another discussion later. Will do, sir. Thank you. With the conversation over, made my way to the club room for lunch. I forgot they eat lunch in here now. I was like, we're in the club room for lunch! 100 bits from Thickster. Sakurai, what are your thoughts on the Airship Among Us map? Sakurai can't play the Airship Among Us map. His computer broke. Sakurai has a Linux. Hey guys. Nasi gives me a curt nod while Sayori gives me a wan smile. I think it means a Wayne smile? Or is it a wan smile? I could have swore Wayne was the word, right? I don't know. The door opens once more and Yuri walks in. Sayori's already weak smiled, wavers down further. Oh no, Yuri, get out! No, I elbowed my water bottle. Don't worry, I'm fine. Everything is okay. Everything is fine. I just hurt myself by elbowing my water. Didn't even really hurt. I just elbowed it and I was like, oh no. Is the water fine, Zero? Probably. It's water. She doesn't dislike her by any means, but it's clear that the jealousy is still an issue. I sigh inwardly. I have no clue on how to solve that issue, given I don't think Sayori is willing to disclose her depression with Yuri. Is it just me, or is like this music way louder than like the other music was? Like, my god. Alright, let's continue. I sigh inwardly. I have no clue how to solve I have no clue how to solve that issue, given I don't think Sayori is willing to disclose her depression with Yuri. As I pull out my food, I notice that Monika has barely greeted me. Her face is glued to her laptop with a terse look on her face. Everything alright, Monika? She finally drags her eyes off the screen and looks at me. It seems like she's only just realized I'm talking to her.
Yeah, sorry. Had to sort out some important emails. How are you?
Sees the spot from a mile off that her smile was forced. I decided not to push it. Not bad, not bad. Sakurai was just talking to me about what my plans are after high school.
I think it's common practice for all the teachers to ask their students, given we're second years and the end of the semester isn't so far off.
Ha! Bet that was fun. We don't have to bother with that stuff just yet. Lucky. I still don't really know what I want to do. You said it like, lucky? I still don't really know what I want to do. See, I think my only issue with Natsuki being a first year is that it's kind of odd that Natsuki as a first year is just hanging out with a bunch of second years. And she has like literally no friends that are like first years. Is the game still too loud? Oh my god. Well, let me try turning it down a bit more. Yeah. There we go. Let's try that. Game loud as fuck, boys. Ah. So what I want to do. What he wants to do. I told him I wanted to go to university, but I can't really decide what I want to do. Just said that! He's just saying the same things. MC's just saying the same things. It's weird.
What?
I'm starting to realize that I probably should have given this more thought.
That's a little irresponsible, Zero. Your future holds so much weight, and time flies by so quickly.
My face heats up a little from embarrassment. She's right, of course, but it seems like her judgment is coming out of nowhere. It really is. What the fuck? Who is this? This isn't... Yeah, what the fuck? I look at Sayori, half expecting her to jump in my defense. She doesn't, though. Instead, she narrowly pokes at a spot at the table. The other girls look curiously at us. They can sense that something is up. I don't want to draw too much attention to Sayori, so I try to deflect the curiosity. How about you, Yuri? Any ideas? I'm still not over that. What the fuck was that? That's not Monika. Who is this?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Like, if she says that's a little irresponsible, she would say it like in like a sad-esque tone, like,
That's a little irresponsible, Zero. It's like, you know your
You're not
future
surrounded
holds so
like,
much
that's
weight.
irresponsible. You know
Yeah.
that, right? Man.
it's like, why is she like getting on it? Why was she like getting on him about it? What the hell?
Oh no.
That's not Monika. Like, what the, huh? Monika's been gone for so long, she changed character. They haven't written
She's pissed that she doesn't have her out.
They haven't written Monika in so long, they just forgot how to write her.
Yeah.
How about you, Yuri? Any ideas?
I decided that I want to study Japanese literature at university.
Fitting choice. Yuri smiles to herself.
I suppose it comes as a surprise to no one. I can imagine it would be both an exciting yet daunting experience.
University?
Yes, on the one hand...
Wait. What? Why did he say that? Oh, wait, hold up. No, wait, I'm dumb. Hold up. No. This is me. I'm the dumb one. Because it's supposed to be... Hold up. It was supposed to be... I can imagine it would be both an exciting yet daunting experience. And he's like, university? And she's like, yes. So it's supposed to be like, he's saying like, oh, is university supposed to be the daunting yet exciting experience? That's what it is. Granted, I feel like they should have made it flow a little better, being like what, university? Like, at least put what or something, because I was very confused why he just said university. I was like, well, Psychomantis. So you read that wrong, got it. Shut up, Javi.
Yes, on the one hand, there's the opportunity to meet many like-minded people, all with the same passion. Yet, there's so much independence, especially if you opt for a university far from home. And with that independence comes a lot of responsibility, and I'd imagine a fair degree of uncertainty.
Who knows what life will be like for all of us when we left school? The question hangs in the air as the conversation lapses into silence. Monika mutters something under her breath. How about you, Monika? I'd imagine you've got a lot of choice, given how you excel in pretty much every subject. She finally closed the laptop lid with a sigh.
My parents have been hounding me with the exact same question for months now. I'll probably take over their business.
There's a hint of what sounds like bitterness in her voice. Granted, I know very little about her life. Well, at least anything beyond surface level, so it's a little baffling.
We'll have to wait and see.
Okay, I'm glad Monika's back to being Monika again. That was weird, the other line. I don't know who that was. I'm glad Monika's back, though.
She got possessed for a sec.
Yeah, I'm glad exit music Monika made her leave. An awkward silence descends upon the room. Clearly it isn't just me who detected Monika's slightly hostile tone. Luckily, Yuri breaks the silence.
Are you alright, Sayori? You've been rather quiet.
Yeah, that's not like you at all. Even Monika glances over Sayori's direction.
Oh, I'm fine. Just get kinda tired, that's all. Don't worry about me.
The other girls don't look convinced in the slightest, but they don't have much chance to press her as the lunch bell rings. I remember being in their position last semester. And boy, do I not envy them. That's mean, MC. That wasn't Monika. That was acronym. You're right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess I could see what the point was supposed to be. Was that Monika was, I guess, snapping at him because she's been being, like, hounded by it ever since. So she's kind of, like, she's kind of, like, upset about it. But I feel like she probably would have, like, apologized for snapping at him or something and be like, I'm sorry, it's just my parents have been hounding me about it. Like, I feel like that's a more Monika way to act in that situation than, like, just snapping at him and then not even realizing that she snapped at him. It just feels a little weird. I don't know. It just felt odd. Yeah, I agreed when I saw that scene. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, it just felt weird. It felt like something more, like, Natsuki would do. Like, to snap at somebody and then, like, not really realize she did it until someone calls her out on it. That seems like a Natsuki thing. But, like, I feel like the other girls, if they snapped at somebody, would probably realize they snapped at somebody. And then when you call Natsuki out, then she's like, you're right, I'm sorry. Exit music infestation. It's spreading to other mods. Oh, no! I mean, it's more of a nitpick, since I guess Monika doesn't play that big of a role in this route really anyway. It just felt odd. Felt very odd. As the end of the school day rolls around, I find myself wandering down the corridor, waiting for Sayori to finish. Along the way, I bump into Monika. Oh no. Please let her stay in character.
Hey, Zero. No, just, hey, Zero.
She keeps it. Oh no, it's low. She's like,
hey, Zero.
She keeps her voice low and quickly looks around before speaking. And I can tell she's going to ask me.
Is Sayori okay?
Okay, she is in character. Good. She's caring. She'll be fine. Just dealing with some stuff. That's all.
Compared to the last time she was acting off in school, you seem a lot less worried.
That was when I knew less about her. She narrows her eyes at me. I guess what I said must have come across as pretty cryptic.
Okay. Well, let me know if we can help in any way, okay?
We?
The other club members. We all are her friends after all, don't forget.
Oh, of course. What a stupid question, Zero. Yeah, what a stupid question. What? Why did he... We? There is no we, Monika! Only I will help Sayori! I don't need you people!
Only I.
I will use the power
to help her.
I will use the power of talk no jutsu to save her. It's appreciated. I'll see what Sayori thinks.
Okay then. Well, I'll see you later.
Well, I think Sayori's definitely more convincing than I am. She walks off, and after a couple moments, Sayori comes out of her class.
Sorry I'm late.
It's okay. Let's go.
Do you know what was up with Monika?
Funny you mention her, because she just asked me what was up with you.
Oh. What did you tell her?
Just that you're dealing with some stuff. Didn't give any specifics. They're worried about you, though. Have you considered telling them?
No, not really.
They're our friends, Sayori. They know something is up.
I know.
I get the sense that this isn't a topic Sayori wants to discuss any further. Anyway, no. I don't know why Monika seems so snappy at lunch. She mentioned her parents, so they're probably being a bit overbearing. Must be difficult to maintain the model student image. When you're at the top, the only place to go from there is down. Juggling academics with sports and other extracurriculars must be really stressful. I don't know how she does it, to be honest. I felt a little sorry for Natsuki, though. The conversation kinda excluded her. Not for sure that when I was a first year, post-school plans hadn't even crossed my mind.
Yeah, I thought that too. Well, we'll make sure to include her next time.
Good shot. Oh my god. Oh, not even like a wipe left. That was just a fuck. Oh, they did use a wipe left.
The more they use these transitions, the more jarring they become.
They should have used the black, like, wipe left scene. The regular wipe lefts look so weird and you have them so far. It looks like MC just sped through his house. Also, they did acknowledge it, but I still feel like it was a little... I still feel like she's still odd. She still acted kind of out of character, even if they did acknowledge it. But I'm glad they kind of did.
Yeah.
Still, like I said, Monika seems like she would be able to know that she snapped at somebody during lunch. I feel like it's kind of weird that Monika was unaware of it. But anyway. Also, it was very weird to just be like, I felt sorry for Natsuki. She seemed like we excluded her. I was like, did we? She didn't seem like she cared. Like, that felt a little weird. It didn't seem like Natsuki gave a shit. Did she care? Was I missing something?
I don't know.
Was there like some hidden context clues that like Natsuki was really upset that she was left out? I didn't get those. Forgot what I was gonna say. Fuck, I was gonna say something else. Oh, right. I was gonna say actually a good thing about this mod. Actually, so I remember I talked about how Sayori not mentioning her problems to the other girls. I was like, how the girls not mentioning their problems to the other ones never really made sense to me. But I actually do kind of like Sayori not sharing her depression, because I feel like that is kind of realistic, because many people with depression don't like sharing that they have depression. And hell, the only reason she even told MC to begin with was because he kind of found out. He kind of went more, like, too far into it, so she kind of had to tell him at that point. So it's like, I can actually feel like, at least with Sayori's problem, her not telling the other girls makes way more sense than, like, Natsuki not telling the other girls about her home life. When it's like, they could easily help her out with a lot more things. Instead of her telling some random boy. A good thing impossible.